audience. All right, thank you. You will love our next guest. He is from Pittsburgh, but by way of Zimbabwe. He is a graduate from Carnegie Mellon, and most importantly, he is the founder of the Vision Project. Please put your hands together for Shingai Samudzi. Come on out. Yeah, Shingai's in the house. Welcome. All right, have a seat. Have a seat right there. Thank you. Okay, so I hear it's going to be a wild rugby season, and you are a player, right? You play rugby?
Yeah, I've been playing since college. It's been the reason why I started playing rugby was that the soccer coach at my school said that I was too small.
Too violent, probably.
Well, no, he said I was too small to play soccer, so I was like, well,
so you're okay.
I'll find another sport to play. They liked me in rugby, and I've been playing ever since.
All right, well, give it up, man. Rugby, that's what it's all about. It's like, you know, probably more popular than soccer.
Yeah, hopefully. It's a better sport anyway.
Okay. All right, now that we've won over the audience. Let's talk about Project Vision. So it's one of the reasons you're here in Vegas, but tell us why.
Yeah, so Project Vision, we focus on personalizing wellness for patients that have obesity or diabetes-related conditions. And we founded the company because we felt that there were some serious problems with how patients, and particularly low-income patients, like Medicare, Medicaid patients, received care in managing their conditions.
Okay. So why did you focus on low income?
Well, I think that if you look at all these new digital health technologies that have come out, Fitbit, the Apple Health Kit, all these new things, they're all great technologies, but fundamentally, they're inaccessible to a large portion of our population in the country. And if you look at the statistics, the rates of obesity and the rates of diabetes are twice as high if you look at the lowest quintiles of income earners compared to the highest quintiles. So we see that there are huge disparities.
I don't even know how to look at quintiles.
Yeah, so it's basically the bottom 20%. So if you compare the bottom 20%, the top 20%, the top 20% of income earners have half as much of obesity, diabetes. And so that's where we felt there's a natural focus on low income.
Okay, so let's do a raise of hands. Do you guys use Fitbits? Who keeps track of their steps? Okay, and how many steps do you have for today, sir? How many steps do you need to be, not obese?
Well, that's a different question, but I think people say you need to get 10,000 on average a day to
what are you at?
10,000.
Oh, that's good. All right. Get ready to enjoy the new skinnier you coming soon, from all those steps.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the mill. So one of the reasons you're here in Vegas is because you took $25,000. You guys raised $25,000. So what did you do with the money, and what has the mill, the incubator here in downtown, taught you?
Well, so I think the biggest expenditure was developing the software. Then the second biggest was in the sales and marketing piece. So, we do a lot of stuff with PR. I have a web series where I bring on people that are doing really cool things in the digital health space or healthcare space. So we spend a lot of time evangelizing our particular approach to addressing obesity. And I think the biggest thing that we learned from the mill was that not everybody cares about solving this problem. And I don't mean that in like people are evil or anything like that. It's just
we have football to watch, yeah.
You have football to watch.
Sorry, rugby. Things. Some of us.
Yeah, rugby, yeah, if you're smart. But not everyone recognizes or realizes that it's a problem. And as a result, especially when you look at people who invest money or they put money into technologies and things like that, you have more brownie delivery companies than you do companies that are making substantive change in how people receive care. Because it's just really difficult to wrap your head around if you're not familiar with the industry. So it's important to use language that is relatable, that people can understand.
Do you feel like the industry as a whole is moving in the direction for being healthier in the direction you want, or is it an uphill battle still?
Oh, I think it's an uphill battle because, as a hospital, you have so many different competing interests. Because, the hospital's primary interest is staying solvent. Like, I think 1 out of 3 hospitals is in the red right now.
Cool. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Seems
really
so
difficult.
There, yeah.
It's really difficult to stay afloat, and so their interest is, okay, so what can I do to survive next quarter, this next year. So they don't really have the space to think innovatively about, Obamacare has created these opportunities for things like remote monitoring using technologies. It's creating opportunities for care coordination and generating revenue from playing quarterback for managing a patient's care throughout the whole process. But hospitals don't have the space or the ability to innovate or experiment with different business models that might work for them.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the most interesting things that Shingai is about to do is give a webinar that's going to talk about how the Trump administration most likely will be changing healthcare, because you know who's going to be appointed and you know the stance they've had in the past. So I know people can go to your webinar and check it out through the website, but do you think you give us like a quick kind of 60-second overview? Like, how do you see that industry changing under the Trump administration?
Yeah, so I think that the biggest piece that he talked about during the election was repeal and replace Obamacare. So I think that there's going to be some substantive changes over at least the next 4 years. However, it's not so easy, day one to just remove everything that's in place. So we know for a fact that everything that's happening on the exchanges is going to continue through the year 2017, simply because we're already in open enrollment. So there are a lot of different pieces that are going to be very difficult to remove. That being said, I think that my biggest prediction is that, number one, health insurance companies are going to be allowed to compete across state lines. So you're going to start seeing more and more consolidation. My personal hunch is that we're going to get single payer, but not in the way that a lot of people think, where single payer is the government. People are going to see kind of two major payers, right? One is a private industry payer. So if you're able to afford private insurance, there's eventually going to be just one company that you can go to. Kind of like for cell phone carriers, there's only one or two depending on your market.
Right.
And then if you can't afford private insurance, you'll have Medicare. So you'll have a single payer system of sorts, but it'll be the bastard stepchild of what we're really asking for when we say that.
All right. Well, we have to look forward to that bastard. Coming soon. All right, Shingai, I am so happy you came to talk to us. What's the website where they can go to check out the webinar? And I believe you said December 12th?
December 13th. Yeah.
Oh,
so
December 13th?
The website is
okay.
www.projectvisionhealth.com, and the webinar will be December 13th at 2 o'clock. It's a 30-minute webinar, free. So sign up and attend if this is of interest to you.
All right, so give it up to a downtown entrepreneur. We got a great interview in the can. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I appreciate you.